Welcome to our first, I think, Lama Live at home. We're not driving anywhere today. So we're set up here in the pain cave. I won't call it a man cave because Von's here too. Hey Von, how you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
How were you after yesterday's ride?
I was a little bit tired.
Yeah, we both were. We had a big one yesterday. We'll get to that shortly. First up though, we've got a few things on the calendar, well, on the cards here to talk about. I fixed another Neo this weekend. So that was quite interesting. So long story, well, I won't keep it short. Long story long. Somebody posted in the Neo user group on Facebook about unboxing a Neo, and straight away it had that, you know that sound? That's the sound right there, which sounds a lot like...
It's almost 9 o'clock. We've got to go to work.
So what ended up happening there was the poor guy was at the bike store. They weren't able to actually exchange it there and then. They had no stock. They were going to have to send it away or wait a week or two to get it fixed. Or he had to contact tax to get the spare part. It was just a bit of a shit situation, to be brutally honest. And this was Saturday morning. And you know that feeling you get when you buy something brand new and it doesn't work out of the box? Like that sinking feeling of... So I thought, what could I do to help out somebody who has a broken Neo? Now, out of the box, in my opinion only, if you bought something off the shelf and it was broken, refund, no questions.
Yeah.
That wasn't offered by the store. So he was sort of left holding a broken Neo for another week or two. Terrible experience. So I thought, what could I do right there and then to help this guy out? Now, this is something you all know I'm passionate about: indoor cycling, fitness, technology, and... not being screwed around as a customer. I thought, what could I do right there and then? Well, I jumped on the phone, I gave this guy a call straight away, and he brought the broken Neo around. So, luckily I have the tool now. So thanks to Tax for sending me this tool the other week. And I did say, now that I've got the tool, anybody else who has the issue in Melbourne, let me know. Well, it's come in handy straight away. Out of the box, brand new. I did not expect to have to use this on a new system though. So that's a bit disappointing. Tax are on the case. Look, this is not a go at Tax. These things are quite technical. As I've posted elsewhere, these things are computers that have to dissipate up to 1,000 watts of energy. Things can go wrong. Out of the box, they should not go wrong. And if they do, the customer service should be there onto it. How can they help you? How can they fix your current situation straight away? Yes, sir, no, sir. The kind of customer service we got in the US, which was pretty good, I must say. That wasn't given. Anyhow, anything more I'll say about that, I'll probably get myself in trouble. But look, we fixed the Neo. I shouldn't have had to do it, but I had no hassles doing it because we got them up and running and they're now enjoying Zwift. So, good stuff. I also gave him 1 month of Zwift that came with the Drivo as well. I had a little spare card. So, I felt, anyhow, thanks to Tax for sending me that tool last week. And hopefully the user has a good time riding that Neo. So, you rode the Neo this week, Von?
I did.
How'd you find it? Am I going to get in trouble? No matter which way we go, can we? Okay, well, let's keep it truth. Let's not edit this part out at all. How did you find it? Because you've ridden the Kickr a lot. You've ridden the Hammer. You've ridden the... Von rides all the trainers I get. How did you find the Neo?
It was good to switch back over to the Neo after I've been riding the Hammer for the last fortnight.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it does feel different to the other trainers, I have to say that. Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. You can feel it. There's no flywheel. It's close. There's no flywheel. There's no...
Yeah, well, when you go up the main climb of Watopia from the start, that little mini Kickr hill...
Von and I went for a ride together and we were doing flat loops and I thought, yeah, just chilling. We get to that big hill. Von goes, let's go left. So, good work on that.
So add some vert into the workout.
I was having a chill day. But
yeah.
So we did go up the steep hill. So how'd you find it up the hill?
I prefer the other trainers.
Okay.
For... percentages over 10%, I think.
Yep. I've got user bias as well because I always go back to the trainer. My 4-year-old Kickr version 1, I still go back to. It's just, you know what, you've ridden for so long. It's like an old car or you've, an arse grooved into a couch. It's where you always sit. That's the same for me.
Yeah, it's what you're used to.
Yeah. But I still think there's a lot more they can do with the Neo in regards to the road feel, the ice mode, the slip out mode. There's a ton of stuff they can do.
I love the road feel.
But that does require them to work a lot more closely with the software companies as well, such as Zwift. Well, third-party software because Tax have their own interesting one to see where they go with this, but I think there needs to be a lot more progression. And if you've listened to the Zwift cast, which I'm a part of, I'm all pushing for progression, more features. Let's get it done because it's only software. We've got the hardware. Let's take the experience to the next level. So anyway, interesting. So in a nutshell, a bit of work there with Tax Neo, all fixed. Put Von on it, and happy days.
Yeah, it's been great.
Cool. So again, Von sold on the Kickr. What's your choice?
Currently either the Kickr or the Drivo.
The Drivo. Slane still has the Drivo. We have to get it back off him. He's been testing all his athletes on it for his step tests because of that power meter in the thing being super responsive. Okay, so we'll get you back on the Drivo. We'll do a double blind test one day of Von. Well, I won't be blind because I have to install it for her, but we'll do some tests.
Maybe you get me blind drunk and then I get on the trainers. This is amazing.
That could be a good live stream.
There's the steering. The steering's been worked into it. That's a different test. Yeah.
So other Kickr news. Well, this is not show Kickr, but other things to do with Wahoo. If you've seen my Instagram feed up here, which I've loaded behind us to remind me what we're talking about today, that is some orange stickers. Now Wahoo did send me. Well, somebody who got them off Wahoo sent me some yellow stickers a while back. I was missing one little chevron sticker, so it was yellow, 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 grey, yellow, 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 and my fake OCD kicked in pretty hard. Finally got that sorted, so it's all yellow, and then I thought, well, let's take this to the next level. So, bit of work behind the scenes, a bit of motivation by someone to tell me to get off my ass and actually do something and make something. Have a look at these. These are just some samples, but you've seen the orange one I've been posting up on my Instagram. Again, follow along on Instagram. We post a lot more content on Instagram than we do on YouTube. Same with Von. Von's Instagram's behind here. I'll link to that below as well. But we've gone and got some stickers made. So, Giro d'Italia pink. We have Peter Sagan green. And we have blue because everything Wahoo is blue. So I thought we'd get some blue ones anyway. So I put those up for sale in Australia because I got, they're not cheap to make. But I got a few made up and I had a few spare left over. So I thought I'd put them all up for sale. I have been non-stop packaging them up and selling them this afternoon. The quickest postage I had on one of these this afternoon was somebody put an order in. 3 minutes later, I had it in the post box. The post box is 200 metres down the road. And the single speed I built up the other day, I've just been pulling
postie
my
bike.
pants leg up so it doesn't get caught. And so it's my postie bike. So I've been ripping up and down the street posting these off in prepaid envelopes and go. And so 3 minutes was the record. And someone's like, damn, that's quick. Then someone ordered one a kilometre away from here. So I went and hand delivered it.
Postie bike.
Yeah, postie. My single speed's become a postie bike. But we've got these super cool stickers. I'll put up a few videos of them there and a few other shots here. But it's just about customization because the grey's a bit dull. And
oh man, the possibilities are endless.
well, I'm thinking mirror ball. I'm thinking just shine a laser off it. You can have a disco, polka dots. But for now, we've just gone some plain colours, and I think they look really, really cool.
I like 'em.
If you're spending near on $1,500 Australian, maybe $1,000 if you get one second hand on something like that, you want to personalise it. And those stickers do wear a little bit. If you get a cleat caught in one, or you put your shoe on there, or you try and stop the wheel with something hard, it's all bad. I've seen some pretty scuffed up ones. So, Kickr stickers, super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like it. Now, yesterday, as I mentioned, our big ride, the Whittlesea Challenge.
Yeah.
So this ride, I think the history of this ride, it's out King Lake, so out north of Melbourne. Very undulating, hilly, nice roads, mostly nice roads, as in road surface. That challenge has been running as the King Lake Challenge for a few years.
10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
Yeah, they said that it was 10 years during the commentating. It was great.
Yep. And they've changed it. Well, there were some horrendous stories of that because King Lake has its own weather patterns. And this time of year, it could be anything here in Melbourne. It could be hot, cold, sleet, snow, all of the above within 5 minutes. So there's been some horror stories of King Lake rides in the past. And I've never really... And it's a participation ride. It's not really even a... Well, it's a Grand Fondo. But it's just so casual and relaxed. It's just people challenging themselves with 110Ks and 65 kilometre version. Yeah. So Von entered us this week because we saw the long range forecast, which was going to be okay.
Yeah.
And it was okay. So we turned up and it was just a different pace for us. Usually at a race, we're there early, we've reconned the course, you've eaten well, you know, you've got everything lined up, your tyres, everything. You know what it's like, getting ready for a race. Yesterday, we turned up 20 minutes before the start. And we sort of got out of the car, and I'm still putting my pants on, and I hear this 3, 2, 1, first wave, and they're gone.
Starting
But
already.
they were starting people in waves of 10 to 15 just to string them out on the road a little bit. But that was a really good, different experience, I guess. Usually we're at the front, we're in the first group, and even when it's just a challenge ride, we're still at the front group going pretty hard.
Yeah. So this time around, we actually started literally at the back.
We were
before
the last group,
just before the SAG wagons behind us. And as we took off, we worked our way through all the groups back to the start.
Yeah. Now, it was a really nice day out there. The first 8Ks, though, straight up. That wasn't hilarious. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
The other H word. That was pretty hard, and there were stories of people actually turning around straight away, because it's one of these rides where a lot of people will train up and go test themselves. And if you ride Beach Road here in Melbourne, pretty flat, and you don't go through the Frankston Hill and all that, you won't really know what a hill's like. And it's a different stimulus on the legs riding up a hill. Von,
Definitely.
now I won't shit on your performance, but up a hill, Von was struggling out of the gate. So it was
so cold.
It was cold. Von was struggling. We weren't passing that many people. We were sort of just ticking along. And Von was puffing and panting. It's quite hard straight away. But as soon as we got across the top, bam, you flew. So 8.5 Ks in. That's all been climbing so far. How's it going, Von? Whew, bit tough.
Warm.
Yeah. We brought all our warm clothes out, but the sun's out and it's actually getting quite warm. So looking forward to the rest of this whole ride being downhill. Oh no, there's another hill.
I like a good descent.
It was flying. So I jumped on the front and we just ripped past so many people, but it was an unknown road as well, so a lot of people were taking it quite easy. It was a descent, so I was going flat out. And Von's confident on my wheel, so it really... And there's groups of different people who didn't ride together, so there was a bit of all over the shopness. But when you ride with someone's wheel who you know, and you're confident of their speed, increase, decrease, braking, steering, the whole works, even reading their body language on the bike. One thing I did notice, though, is... And I couldn't capture it on the bike. I may try and do this with a GoPro on the front one day. Just picking the optimal line on the road. Do you notice we were always in the smoothest section? We were taking the smoothest line around corners, and our decelerations were as slow as possible. So we didn't come to a stop at all. We weren't ever on the brakes, and that allowed us just to slice through so many little bunches of guys and girls. And we made a little challenge of it, because there's food stops every 30 Ks. Now, the cutest photo that I've taken all week, probably all month, it's over here. I'll put it up on the screen now. At the 30K mark, we were met by this little boy standing there. Bananas!
Super cute.
So awesome. So the volunteers there at the Flowerdale stop, that was 30 Ks in. And there was no wind. It was just really relaxed. And what I did, as a racer, you're always racing. I'd race my grandma if she was on a bike and alive. But I'd race anyone. But we made a little challenge of it between. So the first time up the hill, I'm like, pick that wheel off and that wheel off, and let's go chase that wheel down. And when we're zooming past people, if you pass someone, my rule, I think everyone's rule, if you pass someone, they can't pass you back. You've got to keep in front. So we're doing that the whole way to the 30K mark, and then it was like, game off, now we'll chill. So bananas, fruitcake, started again. And then sailed past a few more people, and a few people were... It's funny riding with a woman rider, lady rider, girl rider, chick rider. Because a lot of guys would be like, well, she's going that fast, I can go that fast, don't want to be chicked. So there was a lot of people jumping on your wheel, and then I knew as soon as they jumped on your wheel, I was checking, and then we'll put the hammer down a little bit, and Von knows exactly how to pace a hill over the top and down. And I think over the top of every hill, we dagged everyone. Like, everyone who tried to jump on.
What was the name of the hill that is in that race?
Preston Mountain Classic?
Yeah, the one just before you get up to Broadford.
It's Murchison Gap.
Murchison Gap.
Yes.
So, yeah, I did throw the challenge down to one of the guys on that hill. There were two guys riding together as mates, and then one took off and the other one got shelled out the back, and then Shane chased him, the leader, off, and that was great. But after that point, I think we caught up with them down the road further down as well. And then Shane took off entirely and left me with them up until the next food stop. I was like, what's going on? You better be ordering coffee here.
Riding at a slow pace all day. If you can mix it with a few short efforts, I think that was about a 5-minute effort for me. So I was jamming a few hills and sailed into the next food stop. And then I found out I had a flat tyre.
Yeah, so there's your payback.
That's that photo over here, which we'll throw up there. So yeah, I take off on Von, then I get a flat tyre. So no
Payback.
fun there. We had good coffee. We met somebody from Facebook/Zwift/YouTube who knew our stuff.
Yeah.
Had a chat, and then just sailed home. Tailwind. It was a good day.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well, by sailed home, again, we continued the game of picking people off on the way home, and we were flat out. I think I've got some footage of you going flat stick 46, 47k an hour or so on this. Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, it was funny at one last point. I think we were maybe 5-10k's from the finish, where when something just twigs in your memory, like, I've been here before in this level of pain. Have we time trialed here, Shane? And you've gone, yes.
Yep.
So, and that was the flying descent back.
Situational memory, situational awareness of being there before. Yeah.
So that was good.
Oh,
Really
I think my biggest swear of the day was we were 95k's in, and I swear the course was shorter than 110. And we're on the front. We've just passed someone, so we're going hard to keep away, and just our own little battles inside. And it comes at 15k to go. I'm like, anyway, I had a chat to the 15k sign, and the cows around there. Man.
That's okay. You were shorter.
Yeah, by 1k, that was it. It was like 109. Anyhow, I'll link below to our Strava rides. There's a few photos up there.
Yeah, it was good fun.
We had a ton of fun. That was good. Something different. And I got a lot of stats out of it as well. So on my Facebook page, the GP Lama Facebook page, I've put up 2 images. They're behind me here. As you can see behind me, we've got some Strava stats that I've been extracting from GPS people use, and also so I've got the GPSs people use and percentage of from the Whittlesea challenge. I've got percentage of male or female, how many are Strava Premium, and how many had power meters. So interesting mix. And also just up the road was a Dirty Grand Fondo, which was an off-road mountain bike cyclocross race. I did exactly the same stats out of that, and I've put those up as well. That's on my Instagram and also on the Facebook page. Really interesting observations, though. Probably worth a whole video talking about it themselves. But male and female participation was around 13 to 14% on both. Sorry, female participation was about 13 to 14% in both. Strava Premium was around 50%. That's quite high for Strava Premium on both. Now, this is a totally different group of people as well. So you've got mountain bike, cross-country cross, doing the Dirty Grand Fondo, and roadies, beginner roadies recreational, doing the Whittlesea challenge that we did.
Yeah.
But the numbers are still very, very much the same.
Yeah.
But the Garmin Edge 500 series.
Winner!
Jeez. No one's going the 820, 810, 800 is probably a bit old now, but these numbers for the Edge 500s,
Yeah.
phenomenal, on-road and off. So I think...
It's a winner.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, links below to all that information. I find it quite interesting. Somebody said on Facebook, I hope you're getting paid for this. I'm like, no, it's just, I find it interesting. So I've put out all the stats from that, just to see where the people's purchasing habits are. There were 3 Garmin 820s at the Dirty Grand Fondo, and this data's not anonymous. So shout outs to Stephen Lane, Cy Monk, and Mark somebody who had the Garmin Edge 820s. I can tell who has what. Kind of scary about what you can profile people with. What else is happening, Von?
Looking forward to Zwift coming to town in the next few weeks. Yeah,
So
they're going to be in Melbourne.
New Zealand first, Sydney first, then Melbourne
Yeah.
on the 26th of May.
Yeah, so I hope they're ready to party because they're going to be down at the Rafa Cycling Club here in Melbourne.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll catch up with everyone down there.
I need to do Rafa. Actually, I'd probably get Rafa. That's one thing we talked about on the Zwiftcast. Again, link below to the Zwiftcast. Wahoo and Rafa are now in partnership. Every Rafa Cycling Club clubhouse will have a Kickr or a Kickr Snap installed. I think we need some Rafa pink. What do you think?
Ooh, pretty.
There we go. We can't just go with the grey. We've got to go pink. So I might go down and make sure they've got the pink ones here in Melbourne.
Awesome.
What do you think of that, Von?
Right on.
Corny. But I did load our Instagrams up behind us just to trigger our memory of what else we can talk about. But over here, we went and saw Aladdin, the stage show, musical, Broadway production. Again, this is not cycling stuff, but wow, it's my first ever musical production, Broadway style stuff that I've gone and seen, and it blew me away. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was
heaps of fun.
Veronica's birthday night too.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. What else we got on the cards here? It's now started to rain in Melbourne, and we've gone through everything here. Cute little sticker dude. And also, here's a hack tip that I found as well, again on my Instagram. The element itself, the original element, comes with an aero mount.
Also, the bigger Wahoo element.
Yeah, the bigger element. And comes with a very small aerodynamic mount, because I was looking for a mount for my time trial bike for the Bolt and I couldn't find one. I went to Barfly. Barfly referred me to Jet Black Australia. Anyhow, I still haven't got one for the TT bike. I was rummaging through the Element box, the original Element box, and there's a mount there. So, sneaky little life hack. I think they're aftermarket anyway. You can buy them for $14 or $15.
Great.
So, all good. That's about it. What else? Maeve and Hannah have left the building, and Melbourne and Australia.
Yeah.
Happy days. I think his Kickstarter's up to 40k.
Oh, wow. Already.
Yeah, hit 40k. And
fantastic.
So they've left. They're off. And I think it'll be a few days before we see Maeve's work. He was having Mac or computer trouble just before he left, the poor bugger.
Stress that you want.
You know, as I mentioned at the start of what we're talking about, that feeling where you know, the customers... Anyhow, he went to Apple. And again, let's loop back to the original thing, what I'm talking about here. The customer service I've received at Apple, again, I'm not an Apple fanboy, having said that, I've got 5 Apple things sitting around here. The level of customer service, if you've ever gone to the Genius Bar, the people know their stuff. They fix your problem, it might cost you some money, but you can walk out of there with your problem solved. Every time I've walked out of there, I'm like, wow, that person knew what they were on about, I was looked after, I was well communicated to. So looping back to the start of the video, as I was talking about customer service and levels of, I guess, expectation, the Apple Store I think, sets the benchmark. And I think, though they are Apple, and if you are an Apple employee, we can't expect bike stores to provide the same level of service when they're effectively outsourced, and companies like Tax don't have control over who's selling their stuff. But I really think there's a level of service that needs to be achieved for them to actually sell these high-end products. I shouldn't need to come in and step in and do their job for them when they're the ones making the profit. Anyhow, I've got a lot more to say on that. I'm being quite reserved, as you can probably tell. It's quite frustrating though, because I want people to have a good time. I want people to be, treated well and spend their money in this space doing what we're doing because we love it. And anyhow, so there's a wrap up of our last week or so that I thought we'd sit down and have a chat about.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming, Von.
Heaps of fun.
It was indeed. Now, what we'll try and do is, we've done this in the car before on the way to Ballarat. The last few minutes, Von, how much time have you got left with you? You've got
about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. We'll crank up a... if I can get it hooked up here. There we go. By the way, it's a quad lock case that I use for my phone to mount the phone everywhere. We'll start a Instagram Live. Oh, that's another... more orders coming through for Kickr stickers. Thank you, guys. I think the pink will go well. What do you think about the pink?
I was a big advocate to make sure you had the Giro pink.
Giro pink.
Yep.
I didn't get a lot of pink. I might have to reorder some more pink.
Told you.
Okay, so...
let's go Insta Live.
Let's go Insta Live. So I've got to switch off the 4G network. I've got some bandwidth to kill for this.
Right.
We're now live. So, okay, that's live.
Live.
Jeez, I could have done with a shave. Live. Okay, so Von and I just killing some time here, people. You don't need a shave. I'm the one who needs a shave. Good morning. This will probably be good morning for a lot of people out of the UK. Probably too late for people out of the US, and probably about right for anyone in Australia. Yep. So Von and I just done a Lama Live, but we're still recording it over here. So if we get some good questions, you'll be in the next Lama Live. So fire away if you have any questions about anything on our Insta feed. What else? Kickr stickers. Because we are the kings of Kickr stickers. These are blue. You reckon blue?
So tasty.
So blue, but Giro pink. I think Giro pink is going to be pretty hot. So let us know what you think of the Kickr videos I've put up today. I think I'll go pink on my other one, just to customize those. What else has been happening? We talked about fixing one of the Neos this week for somebody. So there's the extraction tool for the Neo. It's actually quite heavy for a bit of, yeah. But what it does is the Neo has a just a big metal plate on the side, and it can get a little bit out of balance. Today we fixed one out of the box, brand new, that was a little unbalanced.
Nice.
So we got that sorted. So any questions, guys, shoot them below, guys and girls. Von's here. Fire away. Hey, Von, what's your T-shirt? Alpe d'Huez.
Yeah, went and rode Alpe d'Huez one day.
Cool.
Not recently.
Chris, you've done a post. You've post Zwift ride, so you've finished. I haven't done my ride yet today. Actually, I've been riding around the neighbourhood delivering these stickers. Somebody ordered one about 2 or 3 kilometres away, so I jumped on the bike and delivered those Kickr stickers.
Today's a recovery day for me, so I'm off to yoga. 6:30 tonight for women only at the Brunswick Velodrome.
Brunswick Velo.
Yep.
And the rain, I think this time last time you were over there.
It was pouring last
It's just about to pour down in Melbourne again today, so yeah, another Zwift session for me tonight. But yeah, questions below, people. We're just doing Lama Live. Got the camera at the other side, so if you have a look at the junk in this room, there's the camera, and it's out of focus, and my finger's in focus. There we go. There's the camera. Are we going to any grand tours this year? No. That's what Maeve's up to, and Maeve took off today.
Yeah, he's gone.
But as you know, the best viewing of the grand tour is from your own couch. You can see everything.
Yeah.
You get Keno and Robbie on the mic. Happy days. How many Ks do we do in a normal week? About 300. Von?
Less for me these days. I'm a recreational cyclist. I'd like to get it to 150 to 250.
Yep. What's my favourite trainer? All of them.
Oh, look at the colours.
All of them. I always go back to my original Kickr 1. Though I'm riding... What am I riding at the moment? Yep, Kickr 1. The quietest though is the Neo. It's the new Kickr firmware. Spot on. Tour of California, yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
I love watching that each morning.
Yeah, it's a good time frame for here in Melbourne as well. It'd probably be a little bit too early for anyone in Perth. That'd suck. But we get to see the finish at about 8:30 in the morning our time. So any red Kickr stickers coming? Maybe, if there's demand for it, we'll get rid of these ones first and we'll put another order in. Do I watch any of the Tour of Yorkshire? No, we tried to watch some live streams, but I couldn't actually get one to work, and they're usually mostly pirate sites. Can I recommend the Flux yet? Personal experience with the Flux, no. I don't have a Flux, and I haven't got round 3, so no experience there. Bolt versus the 820 depends. They're a little bit different on both. But if anyone's hanging up on actually not buying something because they want one or the other, I want the best, just buy one and resell it. The resale on the Bolt's pretty good. The resale on the Garmin's pretty good. Just buy one and spend a week or 2 with it and just flip it off.
So do you know if there's any Ant or Bluetooth LE bridges that will work with Training Peaks or the Sufferfest app?
Hold tight.
Oh, I think he's got a couple of devices for you.
Keep talking, Von, because I'll go into the other room.
He's literally running into the other room.
This should...
The cable.
This should. The cable is really good.
What does cable mean?
Okay, it's cable, C-A-B-L-E. I've done a whole video on this if you search my YouTube stuff about it. Sorry, I've got to lean over here because the camera is doing this. Connects Ant to Bluetooth low energy. So anything, and this also does FEC now. So it should do training control. Again, I haven't got Sufferfest subscription or Trainer Road subscription or anything else. So, is your rotor power meter reliable? Yeah, it has been so far. I've got some data on that. Reading a little bit high. But I'm just trying to work out a better way to actually present the data that I've collected so far. Because it's boring as hell if I just sit here and talk about the graphs.
I really like that the cranks on the rotors ones are straight, whereas my S-Works one curve. I feel like my shoe would hit them.
We can move with this camera, so yeah, here. So what's Von's saying, I think I've got that right. They're straight up and down.
Yep.
But they're nice. They're nice cranks. But I rode them all yesterday. What did we put 4 hours on them yesterday? They were pretty good.
Again. Yep.
Hey Von, have you been back to Inverloch for St Kilda?
No, not recently. I think I did it 3 or 4 times in a row. I loved it that much. The courses out that side of Victoria are amazing. Highly, highly recommend any time you can get out to that side of town. It's even a little bit further than where we would go for the old Vic titles. So it's in the back hills behind.
That was, down by Lang. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
What's a good cheap power meter? I can tell you what's a good power meter and what's a cheap power meter, but I can't do both. What have I done with the stages? We burnt it. We had a no, we haven't. It's Von's.
it's my stages. You're not burning it.
We should.
It works perfectly.
It works pretty well. We could probably sell it off for probably $300-$400. It works fine for what it does. If you haven't got a power meter, it's fine.
Next piece of equipment, I'm going to get some new rims for my bike. I need to swap out. I've currently got some Ultegra tubeless rims that are really, really hard for me to change tyres on. It's the day when I got a double flat on the Raffle Women's Ride, I think everyone was cursing me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get some new rims for sure.
We've got some eyes on that one. We'll cover the type of tyres we're looking at too. Tips for an out and back straight hill TT. So is that a hill straight up and it's straight down back? The biggest tip or the best tip for a time trial is you go hardest when you're going the slowest. So if it's uphill, that's where you go hard. Going downhill, you can drop your watts big time. But hardest when you're going the slowest. Cheap power meter that is fairly accurate. Look, Stages Gen 2, 4i, what else? There's a few others coming out now, but there's the market is getting quite thin with different types of power meters coming out. So we don't know the longevity of these, a lot of them. So Stages or 4i, I think. Now, with 4i, you can actually adjust the offset. So if it actually is reading high or low, you can actually just tweak that. So if you've got a Neo or someone with a Neo, you can jump on, get it reading accurate to you, and that's happy days. Just got myself a Bolt to 820 dyed, replacement unit, so selling. Ultegra rings for training, Vittoria tyres fit easy. Found that yesterday, didn't I? Popped mine straight on. But my tyre is actually probably flat again.
Do you know anything about the 4i dual-sided Ultegra coming?
No, but they're going to have trouble with going up against Shimano because Shimano are bringing out exactly the same thing. So 4i really need to up their shit big time with either price, marketing, or anything because Shimano are going to come out, and if Shimano have done it, they're going to have done it well. So that's going to really hurt 4i dual-sided. Yeah,
mass market production for them. It'll be a massive hit to them if they don't have something that's really stable.
Happy birthday, Yvonne, for the other day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brendan. Best cheap all-round. The TCR bike, look, I can't go past the TCR for cheapness. That's like a $600 frame.
Yeah.
I think one of the pedals I have on there is probably worth more than the bike itself.
There's a lot of good cheapy frames. It depends if you want carbon as well or not. Yep.
And also, now's the time of year. I'm not sure anywhere else, but we've got, is it the end of financial year here in Australia? And there's different models coming out as well. So it'll be the 2018 models come. What year are we in?
Wait, no, it's only April. May. We're in May.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Happy May. Thanks, Duncan.
Give it 4 days and it'll be the May the 4th be with you. Is that the Star Wars stuff?
You're such a nerd. I love it.
No, I'm just cringing because I know it's coming and I read Reddit. What else is happening? Tax time too. Yeah, Troy.
Get on it, peeps.
Yep.
They're coming for you.
No, they're the bike stores are coming for your cash. Yeah. Pinch of Fun's first day of the month. Oh no. Disc brakes are the way forward. Yeah, for sure. I'd love them to be standardized. Did you see on the disc brake? Now they're talking about disc brakes. I'm all for it because I love a good descent and I love good braking in a descent. They're looking at different options about making us protected from those meat slices. Some company came out and put a rotor thing on the front that protects the rider from the discs, the spinning disc.
Okay.
What colour would you make something if you want to make it discreet and sort of nice?
Black.
They made it white.
No.
Fuck. It was I don't know what they were up to, but they made it white. It stuck out have you ever seen
We've got some stickers for that.
The word is dog's balls, and it stuck out we could put...
You put some little chevrons over it to make it faster.
We could put some Kickr stickers over that. I think green would stand out less.
Yeah.
But yes, actually silver, good call. Silver would sort of mix in with it because that's what you expect to see in that spot is silver. But anyway, they made it white.
Question, is Maven taking you to Europe?
No. He's taking his missus to Europe. I'm not Maven's missus.
No. So I'm hoping that the funding that they get will see them across all of the tours now that they can extend their time over there.
I think Maven's at 40k.
Woo!
So that gets him to the Giro, gets him to the Tour, and halfway through the Volta. Do we all fall asleep halfway through the Volta anyway? So that's probably about enough. No,
fine. My longevity is late at night, 3 months.
Maven's Kickstarter's been great. Did suggest he join RCC so we can hire a bike. Perfect. That would have been perfect. Like with the funding he's got, what's RCC? Like 130 or $300 Australian a year.
You're a thinker, Crit Pro.
Done. Love your advice. Spot on. 140k Jesus. I reckon Jesus couldn't even raise that much these days. Though someone did knock at the door today saying something about that guy. He was talking
balancing, about...
Is it worth balancing wheels? Up to you. It's up to you. We can't... I'd love to see the data on it. If you see my video on it, Do you want a bike that shakes like this, or do you want a bike that spins like this? And look, even if there's no benefit whatsoever, if people are tinkering with their bike and playing with their rear wheels and, I don't know, hitting their cat with weights flying off because they're having fun with their bike, I'm all for it. So, and the first thing in that video, I spoke to Raoul and I said, is there any benefit in doing this? And Raoul's answer was absolutely. Even if it's like B-stick, it's definitely worth doing. When are we going to Adelaide next?
Oh, we're supposed to go the other week. Sorry.
Yeah,
but I was too tired after going to the US for Vegas. So I would like to go again sometime before October. I know there's going to be some good climbs.
Oh, we love Adelaide.
There.
Adelaide really nice.
Yeah.
Vegas reminded us of Adelaide because we rode out of town, there was the hills, and then we rode back into town. Yeah. Any tips for Zwift fitness improvement and becoming competitive? Consistency. That's it. You need just consistency. So 3 hard sessions a week. That's pretty much ballpark what you need. Depends on what level you're at, your response to training, the type of training you need to do, how you're measuring your performance, how you want to measure getting better. If it's being a better sprinter, then don't do long rides. If you want to be a better long rider, don't do short sprints. Actually, do short sprints. Everyone needs to sprint.
Everyone needs to sprint.
Just consistency is the key there. If you want to do, and just do different things, but also enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. Find something you like doing. For me, 100k race on Zwift, hell no. 100k race outdoors, hell no. Short stuff, yeah, for sure. Absolutely love it.
Thanks for the birthday wishes. Thank you.
Kickr or Neo, both. But I own 5 Kickers and 1 Neo. So make of that what you will. And my Kickr is down here for tonight's session.
Well, the other thing is you don't see many resales on Neos, so people are hanging on to them at the moment. They're not selling them on.
Well, here in Australia, Kickr went pretty hard. When they bought them in, they were bringing truckloads or shiploads of them in. Yep. One was sold in like 2 minutes on Buy Swap Sell the other day. Like someone put up one second hand, just grabbed it. The new firmware for the Kickrs is fantastic. Having said that, there's new firmware for the Neo as well, probably last month or so, which is also good. Favourite workout other than 5x5s?
You're going to be hard to get him off those 5x5s.
What else do you need to do? They're like the staple diet of TTing and training, and you can make them hard or slow, or make them a strength effort or a spinning effort, or... I've got a few up my sleeve though, which I'll put up for workout modes. That one video I've done on the workout this week it hasn't got like epic views, but it's been received really well. I like sort of if you can expose people to different types of training or something they haven't seen before, they can download and try it out. That's kind of cool.
So do you have a version of that here already that I can do tomorrow?
Yep, on that computer. If not, you can go download it.
So is it device dependent rather than login dependent?
Yeah, you've got to download because it's custom workouts are stored locally on the computer or your iOS device. But you still need to go to, I think I've put it up on zwiftcoach.com, which is a domain I snabbed early in the day.
Cool.
So I put my workout files up on zwiftcoach.com. What gear ratios for a 13-year-old? No idea. That's probably a lot younger than what I am.
But there would be places to look it up. Yeah,
Google that one. Thanks for the second-hand Kickr advice. Mine's working great now. You save me the pounds. Sweet. Yeah, the new firmware, so 1.5.6.3, I think it's public. 1.5.6.8 is what our beta guys are up to. And it's, the responsiveness on the hills, through the S's on Zwift, it kicks in straight away. You're like, oh, this is what it's all about. So really impressed what they've been able to do with a 4-year-old version of a device. But they don't make the version 1s anymore. It's all version 2s. Have I had a coach and was it worth it? Yeah, I had a coach for a year. Mark Fens, one of the brainchilds. Well, he's not a child.
Could be a man-child.
The man-child behind today's plan. Went with Fens for a year just to get exposure to different training methods, training, just different intervals. I needed something new, and I guess that's what people are getting from things like even what I posted the other day. Here's a new session to do. So I was with Fens for a year, and that was good. Yep.
Yeah, I've worked with a couple of different coaches, Stu McKenzie, Ethan Slane, and
Dr.
also
Slane.
with Fens as well. Working on different things each time with different coaches. So initially it was about building volume and skills with Stu, initially first time up, and then later on it was around specific TT intervals and race specificity for working with Fens.
I can't say that word.
Working with Fens and with Slane as well.
Yeah.
So managed to hit my goals on that, which was fantastic.
Training tips for under 17s and juniors. First of all, enjoy it. Enjoy what you do. Do not chase sponsors, and do not take, if any of your training time is spent chasing sponsors or trying to be pro or act pro or have what the pros have, that's wasted training time. Enjoy what you do. Be consistent. have a goal, set goals.
Yeah.
But the whole sponsorship stuff that I see a lot of the young kids chase, the dream is fake. It's a lot of, you are told what to ride. You end up in shit situations with shit equipment and shit teams, and you want to ride for the love of the bike. So ride your bike and love it, and just
There'll always be opportunities to join groups and teams as well along the way.
You will be noticed if you've got it. You will be noticed. Simple as that. So ride and just enjoy it. But pick a goal, and also choose your heroes wisely. I started with Lance. Lance got me on a bike. That was a bad choice. No, it's. But and be prepared to change your heroes as well. That's it. So yeah. Did I catch Tour de Yorkshire? No, there wasn't any live stream over here. There wasn't a lot of coverage, but we saw some highlights now and then.
Yeah.
But what did we see last night? What was the tour last night? Was it not Romandy? What was the Richie Port gets a yellow jersey?
Winner.
God, I am not up with my Pro Tour stuff. Look out, it's coming.
Nice work, Richie. Love it.
Having way too much fun. What else? Any other questions? Yeah, feel free to fire them below. If I've missed your question, sorry about that. Just Tour de Romandy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Were surprised by later? Were you surprised by the later event stats you posted?
The latest ones.
The latest event stats, as in the GPS head units. Yes, I have heard the Lama Lama Duck song. Yes. What racing license do I have? Elite, CA, and Vets.
Yeah.
So when people say, get off the road, pay your licenses, I already do. I pay 2 bike licenses and a car license and insurance for all. So, yeah, their argument is invalid, but they don't. Yeah, people in cars screaming fists.
Stay tuned for Zwift coming to Australia. If you haven't seen it, they're coming to, New Zealand first. Then Australia. They're coming to Sydney, then Melbourne. So they'll be here
Takes
in
them
Melbourne.
a few goes to get it right, but they finally end up in Melbourne.
They'll be here 26th of this month, May. We're in May now.
Yeah, indoor versus outdoor FTP, or is it the same? Depends on where you train the most. Most people will have a bigger FTP outside because that's where we ride most of the time. That's where our legs are used to putting out the efforts. Indoors, you'll find cooling is probably one of the biggest factors you can't get around or help. So your FTP would be a little lower. People say about 10%. Usually you'll be a bit better outdoors though. And depends on the training you've got as well. If it's a sluggish, really slothy piece of garbage, it'll be hard work. But if it's a nice, smooth Le Mans style things, your FTP will be close indoors. So it really does depend. Will I be going to Sydney? Also, no. No plans on hitting New Zealand or Sydney. No. How's the Melbourne weather in May? Do not ask, because in 5 minutes it's going to change. Literally, it's just about to rain tonight. So
yeah, on that note, I'm going to have to go.
Going to have to go. All right, leave me with it. I'll answer a few more questions here. We've got Lama live recording up here, and I've got to get on here. Any chance of a vid of a 1 in 20 TT versus Slane? Not unless I got a decent amount of... oh, there goes the other camera.